I'm Matt Thornton with DallasSidekicks.com, here for another episode of Coach's Corner. Head coach Símon Bozas and Director of Soccer Operations Jesse Llamas. Thanks again, gentlemen, for being here. Excited once again to hear from you. Coach, what is your big vision for the Sidekicks franchise?
So there's always short-term goals and long-term goals in anything that I believe that I've done in my life. And so the first goal is to make sure that the franchise becomes a playoff and a championship team. That's the short-term goal. And that can only be accomplished by a team. And I don't mean the team that goes on the field. There's a team on the field. There's a back office team. There's a support team, which is our fans. It's a lot of teams coming together to be one big team. And so then the long-term goal is the sustainability of the franchise in order to continue the indoor soccer sport that's been played in Dallas for such a long time. And to make sure that the franchise, becomes another valuable franchise in the Dallas soccer community.
Interesting. I mean, it's just fascinating how you've kind of put all these different personalities together, and the franchise, I mean, obviously on a great path. So really, really interesting. Jesse, I want to go to you. I know that you've been doing some traveling, right? Some international travel. You went to Brazil. Brazil's a beautiful country. I assume it wasn't just to go on vacation.
Right.
What'd you do down in Brazil?
So we set up this tryouts, 3-day tryout system down there with a contact that we have down there in Brazil, which is Ricky's cousin. We worked on this for about 6 weeks, sign-ups, social media down there, getting all set up. And we arrived there, saw them the first day, started establishing rankings, where they sit and all this good stuff. And then by day 3, we had the group of 10 players that we wanted. Because, we knew that there was going to be a group of 10, and we knew the possibilities of the visas not going through depending on each profile. So once we established those 10, we went to work on those and came back with a successful, what's the word I want to say? A successful tryout.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, it sounds like you've got some secret weapons that you're bringing in. I mean, are you trying to find the next MASL superstar in Brazil?
Always. Brazil, Dallas, the USA, we're always looking. So not only Brazil, but that's the plan, to bring in the best.
That's amazing. Coach, you've also done tryouts locally in Dallas. I mean, it looks like, to the outside observer, it looks like you're really trying to infuse new blood into this franchise and this team. What are some of the styles, the personalities you're looking for your team this next season?
So I've said over the years, I've said that there's Dallas is the second largest, soccer hub in the country, followed by LA. So the talent is here in terms of soccer, but like we talked to and alluded to earlier, people grow up playing outdoor soccer. The question is then, can we grab this talent pool and convert them into indoor soccer players? So I believe in community. I believe in the players are here. However, though, in this search for talent to Brazil is because they do play professionally a sport, which is futsal. And it's not indoor soccer, but it is closer to indoor soccer than outdoor soccer. And so this is where your Ricardinhos came, your Fabinhos came from, Everton, who's the coach of St. Louis, came from. This is kind of that same area. And so therefore what we said, let's go out and find 2 or 3 good 4 or 5, however we can. The visa process is a very tedious process nowadays. So, however, the talent that we need for key positions that we have, and make them, welcome them to Dallas as members of the community, and for longevity. Everything that we do today is a 5 to 10 year plan. Nothing is short term, no more. So everything is 5-10 years. And so even the contractual obligation that they're going to have with the club, injecting them into the Dallas community, also too is a big lifestyle change. I mean, this is changing their lives forever, right? So they're coming to the United States, and in the United States they're coming to Dallas, which is an affluent community that's growing, socially, economically, and so this is a big impact on these young men's life, and we wanted to go ahead and do that for them because we want them to know that this is a serious organization that does these kind of things. This is not something that we may be doing on the ordinary, but for this season, retooling the way we needed to after having long conversations, we said, let's set out to go and get this done this way. And it's only to fulfill 3 or 4 gaps that we feel we need in terms of the evolution of the indoor game takes a little longer. So therefore, this will shorten that gap in these 3 or 4 positions.
Interesting. So you're tapping into the futsal talent pool, it sounds like, because there's an easier transition from outdoor to indoor. Jesse, I know you made that transition as well. You know, talk about that transition a little bit.
In indoor goalkeeping, I'm going to be honest with you, it's about 80% footwork and 20% goal-saving capability.
Interesting.
So you have to be able to play the game. You have to be able to read different situations. You have to understand when you're under pressure. You have to understand when you're going to play through the gaps, break some lines. So there's a lot of thinking. And the moment you can slow the game down in your head and have good footwork, the game completely changes, because then the team doesn't press you as much anymore. Then your game and your style can flow into the philosophy that we have. So, yeah, footwork with the goalkeeper is very important, and then you see the whole game. So that's what's very important.
Yeah, not to interject, but this is the first time that we actually did a goalkeeper tryout specifically.
Oh, interesting.
It was not just a tryout for players; it was specifically for goalkeepers. And we were talking, if we would be an outdoor organization, there's about 5 or 6 of those guys that you could just tell that they were really good. However, when it came to the footwork, it was just not there. And so it was very, very hard to find a good indoor, again, different sport, complete different sport, indoor soccer goalkeeper, because 80% is footwork. And so where goalkeepers traditionally, as they grow up since from youth in their clubs, they're all working, you know, the handwork, right? The goalkeeping, saving capabilities. And so luckily, you know, we were able to provide, you know, Jesse was able to provide 2 or 3 good names, and then we narrowed it down, and we were able to sign one of them, which is Carlos. And so we're heading in the right direction in that area too as well. Of course, everybody already knows that a goalkeeper that understood that, you know, a long time ago was Juan Gamboa, right?
Oh,
so,
I was going to say, you got one of the best in the league right now, right?
I believe that last year's Juan Gamboa's performance was probably in the top, you know, top 5% of the league.
Wow.
No questions asked.
I wouldn't disagree with you. I think the fans would agree too. I mean, he was getting peppered back there, and I mean, I call him the spider monkey sometimes, because he seems to have an extra hand that comes out and makes some of those stops. Such an incredible player, an embarrassment of riches for you guys at goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you know, and again, you know, I believe in the style that we play. We can later on talk about that. Is that the goalkeeper is almost like the quarterback, if you would try to translate that. And the way that we do things, it becomes, if your goalkeeper is really good at it at the footwork, you can now play 6-on-5 versus 5-on-5, which is what we're alluding to try to get to, right?
Interesting, very interesting. Well, gentlemen, great insights into the vision of the franchise, where it's headed. Really appreciate it. Matt Thornton with DallasSidekicks.com. This edition of Coach's Corner. Hey, come back and see us next time.